Well, every day is a birthday, and I blame viewer Darren Massey for this one because even though this gun was on my radar, I kind of completely forgot about it. But he mentioned that one of the shops in the UK had got them in stock. So, of course, I was looking at getting the Guns Modify 416A5, the MWS, and I still probably will pick one up because they look pretty cool. I've reached out to JK Army, see if they can source and send me a bill for one. And while doing this, obviously, I think it was Darren Massey, correct me if I'm wrong, said that the APC9-K was really good from Archwick. So I was like, right, let's grab one because you guys are probably going to want to see it. And today it turned up. This is a licensed replica of the APC9. I have the K model from B&T Air and Archwick. And as you'll see, they're off to a great start with this. If the box is anything to go by, this is probably going to be the nicest APC9 replica that I've come across. But let's get this thing opened and see what's going on. We have a manual here, which is actually really nicely printed. Goes through how to fill the mag, how to put your iron sights on, how to put the side rails, how to fill the mag up with gas. Units of measurement, what's this all about? Different types of gas, what PSI they run at, that's interesting. How to operate it, they do a CO2 mag, how to use that. The sliding stock, the hop up, which is very similar to the VFC Maruyama, whichever OEM that was, but I'm pretty sure it was VFC. Again, how to put the side rails on. Apparently there's a tool for, I presume, removing the barrel. Move from the barrel. Okay. And we've got some bits and pieces here, so I'm not exactly sure what this tool's for. Maybe completely removing the barrel and hop. Looks like that way. We'll get to that. Taking the hop apart, taking the barrel apart, disassembling the hop, everything that we need, and a very, very basic exploded diagram there, which then delves deeper part by part. I mean, as manuals go, you guys don't care about the manual, but as manuals go, 10 out of 10. So let's take a look at this replica. Oh, very nice box, first of all. I'm not sure if Archwick produce this themselves. I'm not sure if they OEM it through another factory. I really don't know. We can remove the little compartment cardboard here. We've got some stickers, Archwick and B&T Air. It's great that we're getting licensed B&T replicas now, because every one up till now has been kind of like a under the radar, call it a different brand type thing from overseas. So we've got like a little hand stop sling point there. We've got two iron sights, which I've already removed. We have what looks like a barrel thread adapter, a couple of Allen keys. Delving a little bit further, we've got what feels like the two rail segments for the side. Underneath this bit here, we have in question that tool. So this is some kind of tool to take the thing apart. It's two-piece actually. It's weird. It looks like two different metals. Maybe that's aluminium and then they've put like a steel cap on the end. Don't know if that comes through on video. So we've got the tool, which we'll take a look at. And we have the magazine. I think it's 30 or 35 rounds off the top of my head. Very, very nice finished. It almost looks like the real polymer mags. We've got the bumper on the bottom, which is great because if you're ejecting your mags, doing mag changes and such. God, that's really tight on there, so it's not going to get lost easy. Jesus. I'm putting far too much effort into this than I think I should be. Yeah, that's on there. It's not going to come off easily by itself. So it slots in there. We've got the valve here. I imagine the CO2 mag is very similar, but they replace this with the little doohickey that you tighten up. So that's good. It's good that the valve's right at the bottom there, so we won't have to mess about. We'll be able to fill it up with gas, propane, whatever you want to do really easy. let's take this out here. Let's get the box out the way, and then we'll take a look at this absolutely lovely piece from Archwick. Now, I've been anticipating this release ever since they announced it. I did think this was going to be an expensive replica. What was it, £450, £460 in the UK? You probably find it cheaper abroad. But wow, that feels great. Straight off the bat, that feels loads better than the Maruyama. I don't know what it is. I haven't held a real APC9, but this feels legit compared to the Maruyama one. It just feels better. The quality's better. There's no slop in the upper and the lower. Yeah, it feels really good. We've got Trilog on the front there. We've got B&T USA Tampa, Florida on the bottom with a rail here for your grips and attachments. We do have rail sections in the box which we can attach on either side, but it does look like, if you don't want to do that, this looks like M-Lock, which those rail segments, as good as they are, they just bolt the gun out, and if you're going to fit something on there, most days it's M-Lock now. M-Lock's such a good fixture. Why you'd use anything, I don't know. So we've got a non-reciprocating charging handle, and for those of you that don't know what that means, can I lock the bolt up? There we go. What that means is, as the bolt is cycling, the handles stay where they are, so the handles don't reciprocate with the bolt like on a Scar. I found this when I went to the States and I shot a real Scar Light, or whatever you want to call them. The first shot I took with a Scar Light, the bolt handle reciprocates, and it went straight into my hand, and you kind of have to adapt your grip to sort of get out of the way. Now with the APC9, you can grip this however which way you want. These parts are not going to move. Now, criticism number one straight away, the spring on the non-reciprocating bolt handle isn't strong enough to latch it back forward. That spring needs to be much stronger, so that's probably something that I'll look at. I don't know how easy that would be to do, but yeah, it's not strong enough to go all the way. Now, if we pull it all the way back and let go, no, I think the charging handle assembly literally relies on the bolt recoil spring to push that forward. That is kind of annoying, but you know my style. If I see it, I'll mention it. Now, the stock, one of my bugbears with these style of stocks. So, what have I got it on? I had one on the other. Did I have one on the other APC? No, I can't quite remember. I've got one on the MP5. This one pulls out really nice, but it is wobbly. I think most of the wobble comes from this plate to the actual body itself. It does fall under its own weight. Got pushing the part there. We've got the one on the GHM9. You know, still the back piece obviously can pivot side to side. I think I need to do those screws up, and the stock, you can hear it. Push the button, it falls under its own weight. Now, will the Archwick APC9 do any better? Now, from what I could tell straight away, when it's in, I mean, you're always going to get a little bit of, well, to be honest with you, that fit is really good. So you should be able to just rip this out, which this is brand new, so it might not want to do that. So I'm going to push the button and retract it. Once we've got it so far out, we can pull it. And my God, there's a tiny bit of movement there, which you're going to have because you need to have space for the stock to move in. But that thing is solid. That's got to be the best B&T slide folding stock that I've come across so far. And if we hold it up here and I push the button, will it fall under its own weight? It kind of does. That might loosen up in some time. I'd rather have it tight though than loose. But that stock, yeah, it's already loosening up already. That stock's really nice. The fit and finish on that, and guys, I don't get excited about stocks that very often, but the finish on fit on that Archwick, you've absolutely nailed that. 10 out of 10 there. So we've got the magazine here. It's either 30 or 35 rounds. The SMG can do, obviously you've got safe, you've got semi, and you've got full auto. Now let's ghost the trigger together and see how this thing does. We've got take up there. I'd probably say about 3 or 4 mil take up. There's a solid wall. In fact, there's a little bit more. So you take it up, there's a little bit more travel. So you can preload it. Between there and there, you can find the wall, and the brake is super crisp, and there's not that much travel on the trigger at all. We do have to come quite far out for it to reset, but from the feeling of it, it feels quite predictable. You could very much get on the trigger, preload it, fire. Yeah. Although the reset is quite far back, I'd say that's actually a pretty damn good trigger, because once you've loaded it up and found the wall, it's a very short travel, very crisp, very on point trigger. Very nice. So let's get some gas in the magazine. Of course, I'm using propane. I don't use anything else. Yeah, charge the magazine up with some gas. Hopefully that's enough. We've got a speed loader here with some 0.3s. Can we finger load it? Let's find out. Yep, we can. What I mean by finger loading, it's just a technique from years ago. I used to use it with systemas and everything like that. It's just putting a thumb and your forefinger there either side and just using that to guide the speed loader, and then you just load it top down. Now if you do force these BBs into your magazine, I always recommend taking the top round out to stop damaging your nozzle. So there we go, magazine is loaded. These are 0.3s. So chrono is set to 0.3 gram BBs. Let's slap the mag in. Almost sounded like there was a bit of gas escaping then. Charge the bolt. I think that needs a heavier recoil spring, if I'm honest. And let's go. So semi-auto, 1.2 joules. Really punchy, 1.1 joules. This might settle. 1 joule. Yeah, we're settling. 1 joule again. Although, did that fire anything? Did we squib? No, we didn't squib, so something must have come out. Let's go again. 1.1. 1. 1. 1. That didn't fire around. Yeah, look. First issue. BBs are getting stuck in the mag. So what's happened there? The BBs have got stuck next to each other. Let's there we go. It seems to have loosened it off. I'm not going to criticise that just yet. It's brand new. You know, we need to give it a couple of mags. 1 joule. 1 joule. No fire. No fire again. Same issue again. Mags are getting stuck. Yeah, this there's something wrong with this feed tube, I think. Right, 1 joule. So it's about 1 joule. Bang on what you need, especially on a 0.3, which is probably what you're going to want to be using. Let's see if we can do a bit of auto. That thing is rapid. Oh, is this going to be a contender for my MPX? I really like my MPX, but this thing seems to be absolutely humming. I think, again, companies need to get this right. When you're doing an SMG, it needs to have that nice brr, brr, like that rapid fire. To the point though, it should never be quicker than the real steel, in my opinion. Now the MPX I think is quicker, but I mean I can't fault it because I love running that thing on auto. It just absolutely sings. So drop the bolt there. Sounds like we're out of gas. Did start to spit a little bit, which isn't abnormal for something doing such a high rate of fire, especially when I'm on my second mag of BBs. Make sure this is filled. Might have 2 rounds in the barrel. Let's do a semi-auto shot first. The trigger isn't as nice on the rapid fire. You can't do such quick succession shots compared to other platforms. I have to compare it to stuff like the MPX because it kind of fits into the same category. But this works really well. Now, I've heard that these are like CNC bolts. I am quite conscious I'm into like the 16-minute mark here, and we haven't really got that far into it. But as you guys know, I'm a massive fan of B&T replicas, and I can't wait to do some more stuff with this. This is just a quick first introduction, an out-the-box type thing, and you guys know my style. I'm going to delve into this thing. We're going to start having it apart, having a look at the internals, finding out what this thing does, and fitting maybe the irons and the little hand stop. Who knows how should we kit this thing up? What should we be doing? Now, I did have a red dot the other day, the Siley Optics one. I'm not sure if I posted that video yet. Don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. So we could put like a little red dot on here. Let's do that. Before you go, is it a T15 or a T10? It's a T10. Because it looks a bit bare, doesn't it? And I think every man or every airsofter out there is going to want to run a optic of some kind. Strap this thing on. Just make sure there's no issues, which there very rarely is, isn't there? It's only when you're talking the really cheap Chinese made AEGs and such that the rails can be off. But this is a great, you know, if you're doing your milsim events or just your weekend events, a great truck gun, something that you'd use inside like a vehicle maybe. It is so compact with the stock folded, but when you're ready to go outside and do your business, you could use it very much like a pistol almost, and then you could just retract the stock and you're good to go. You know, not horrendous amounts of BBs in the mags. It would be nice to have something similar to like a MP9, like 40-48 rounds. The gas capacity is there. The only reason why I sometimes suspect certain companies are involved, because this channel, I think, you know, you see other companies do it, and it's not important so much. You know, you guys know I've had run-ins with VFC with their M4 platforms like the Rattler and that I had. Then again, on the other side, I love the MP5 and I love the MPX. Still trying to get a full-size MP5 because I want to do like a lit 4-end build. So yeah, this is an absolute astonishing replica from Archwick. I can't wait to do some more content on it. I would love to have done it in this video, but I'm already up to like the 20-minute mark because I'm just nerding out of this thing. So let me know down in the comments below what your first impression is of this astonishing looking piece. I mean, for me, it's going to need a bit of an upgrade on the recoil spring. It's got good seal on the nozzle. I don't know if you can see that there. to the hot rubber. Maybe we just need to strip it apart and put some wand grease in there just to get everything nice and lubed up. It's fully ambidextrous, which I probably didn't mention before because, again, I've just gone into airsoft and nerd mode. But thanks for tuning into this video, as always. Many cool videos coming up. Again, it's not another revolver video, is it? I told you I had some interesting stuff. So thanks for tuning in, as always. Thanks for your support. We've just cracked, or recently cracked, 12,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. I love the fact that you guys tune in and watch my weird, wacky videos. And as always, from me and from Bench, we'll see you in the next video.